What didn't you like about it?
It insists upon itself, Lois.
What?
It insists upon itself.
What does that even mean?
Greetings, everyone. It is I, your one and only multipotentialite, Neurodivergent host,
the Kosmic Jedi. Welcome back to my channel.
This is going to be a spoiler review for the Final Destination's Bloodline movie.
Here we go.
It's not as good as everyone is hyping it to be. Well, let me say that again. I didn't enjoy this movie. It was okay. It was alright. It's not as good as the previous ones. Definitely not as good as the first one, or the second one, or the third one. And it might sound like an unfair comparison, but yes, I'm being honest. At least the first, second, and third were healthy enough. There were some things in this movie that didn't make sense to me. The main character that we follow was jarring and whiny.
Damn.
They didn't do their best to ground this movie in a reality that's stating that the whole entire family is going to die. It's not like they even gave the family members specific times to die. Like, you're going to die in a year, you're going to die in 2 years, you're going to die in 5 years. In fact, let me start again.
Let's start over, shall we?
The fact that the granddaughter, the main character we're following, she was having reoccurring nightmares of the premonition her grandmother had when she was a teenager. When she was a lot younger. I don't know if it was a teenager. That I found very, very unique, because it touches on that whole ancestral gift or generational gift that sometimes skips a generation, but she's the only one to inherit it. I think her mother inherited it as well. I'm not sure, because the movie tried to touch on or hinted at childhood trauma and abuse based on the premonition the grandmother had, and then how she became very recluse. She kept to herself. She acted crazy, trying to save her children from death and avoiding traps and obstacles and whatnot, because she could see how death was laying out different scenarios that will, eventually take the lives of her children. So I like that aspect a bit, just a bit.
Nice.
Because they could have sat down to even discuss what that looks like. Someone who is a very powerful empath in the family. What does that look like for others who don't believe in what she's saying, who don't see the world the way she sees it, who don't even have the ability of premonition in their own life to foresee a good thing happening in their life, let alone to foresee things that are going to happen years to come. The fact that she, her one action saved a lot of people, but they still all died eventually, felt pointless. And I didn't understand why everyone was trying to run from a very powerful force, an inevitable force that's going to impact everyone. I don't know why they felt that they were special, why they felt like they didn't want to accept death. There was one scene with Tony Todd, and he said a line that I liked.
I intend to enjoy the time I have left, and I suggest you do the same.
Nice.
Life is precious. Enjoy every single second. You never know when. Good luck.
But he said it after he said a line that I didn't like.
If you take a life, you get the time that person had left.
What? No, I'm not gonna kill someone.
Maybe we should let the guy finish.
Then to truly break the cycle, you have to die.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
You can't tell people who are trying to escape death, especially for someone who, may so rest in peace, by the way, who you could see was fighting with some form of sickness or illness or disease. I think it was cancer. I think the movie you studied was cancer he was fighting. So the line he gave was from the previous movies.
If you take a life, you get the time that person had left.
But I thought they would have changed it up a little bit, because this is a much mature character. He's older, he's tired, he knows his time is coming up soon. So the line he says is, enjoy your life, or something about, something along those lines, that you have one life, enjoy it, something like that. But before that, the people come to him and they're asking him, how do we beat death?
What?
Even that sounds erroneous to me, sounds insulting, especially after all the previous ones, especially after the grandmother gave this child, her granddaughter, the book. It's like she made a little archive or I don't know, Final Destination Bible or whatever it is, just to let her know all the people that she saved, all the different occurrences. Because I watched it quickly, I didn't really hold on to all the information. I'm assuming it touches on the previous movies as well. Whatever.
Damn.
What I'm trying to say is, I feel there's something left behind in the storytelling.
What do you mean by that?
For a person to give me an archive of documentation she put together, studying all the different, ways the people that she saved died and everyone else that they gave birth to, all like the whole connection of different dots here and there. I myself would be like, what am I even fighting?
That's right.
Because everyone on this book she's giving me has died. None of these people have escaped death. The only reason why they haven't died is because it wasn't their time. And to kill a lot of people in 1 week or 1 month it's something else, man. They didn't even delve into who is giving us these premonitions and why are we foreseeing these things. Why would you create a world where someone can foresee death only to avoid the death, escape the death, and then only for death to come for the person eventually? So what's the point of the premonition then?
Don't ask questions.
I thought they would have done or put a religious spin on it, a spiritual spin on it, maybe fix something in their family, fix some trauma, fix some sadness, be together more often.
Get this man shit.
They didn't do anything with this movie. It was just like a kill fest, basically. Let's see how gruesome the next death can be. And that was very sour for me because at least the first, second, third movie, there was an element of, now that I'm a lot older, I imagine if I watch them again, I'll still appreciate the first one because of nostalgia, but I imagine I'll be able to see the flaws and loopholes here and there. But this movie it was too obvious. The main character was very, very, very annoying. They lost a family member, like 2 family members, in the space of a week or 2 weeks. Can't remember the timeline. And then this person is running around with the book that their grandma gave her and saying, oh, we can, if you do this and we do that. But first of all, before she's even saying that, she's stating how many people have died. I'm like, dude, that's not how you talk. You just witness some gruesome deaths that's bound to keep your psyche screwed up for a very, very long time.
He ain't lying.
That's something you see in the movies, but you saw it in real life. So your mind shouldn't be so active at this point. But she was acting as if she could save everyone. By the way, no one mentioned that half of the people that she saved, that whole lineage and bloodline, they all went to die happy deaths or peaceful deaths. I don't even know what a happy death is. The only people who suffered painfully or suffered before they died or had really grotesque and gruesome deaths were bad people. That's what I'm saying. They didn't put a religious spin on it, a spiritual spin on it, or something to just hint at the viewers why. Because after death number 3, I got bored of it. Yeah. I got bored. I was like, dude, why is everyone dying such gruesome deaths? This is just death collecting souls. Then how about let everyone die in their sleep?
That boy is good.
Even that could be, a weird, like, oh, in a week, 50 people died in their sleep. That's a weird, a conundrum or coincidence. What's going on? Then maybe the movie would, navigate around that. So the granddaughter having this reoccurring dream, which is the premonition the grandmother had. That aspect, I really dig that part. That your granddaughter is dreaming the premonition you had. I dig that part. That's pretty cool. But moving forward, I would have preferred some intelligent aspect or intelligent storytelling. You just saw some of your family members die in the space of a week or 2 weeks or whatever. You're next. How about having a scene where they're like, there's no point even running. What are we trying to do? They couldn't even avoid death. Death is everywhere practically. Anything could happen. Let's just live our lives, enjoy it, instead of trying to run from this thing that's going to happen eventually. For all we care, every step we're taking is leading us to our eventual death, meaning death is destiny. It's the inevitable, meaning it's going to happen. It doesn't matter what route you take, whether you ride on a motorcycle, you drive a car, whether you're the passenger, either way, it's going to happen. Now, to even escape death, and then what? What are you born? Are you destined to be a great healer, a great doctor, a great medicine man, woman? What is it in you that makes you feel you have the right, the divine right, will, and power to escape death?
Shut up and take my money.
So the movie just went on for long, and I was like, nah, this is silly. And then death too feels like some nefarious, mean creature. Why are you just killing people in such disgusting ways? As if the people who got saved by the lady's grandmother, as if they did it deliberately, or as if the grandmother did it deliberately. She foresaw something, and your natural instinct, if you foresee something bad or what you class as bad or painful that's going to happen, naturally as human beings, you'll be like, no, this doesn't sound right. Guys, don't do this. Guys, stay away from this. You're naturally going to do that. That's why I asked earlier on, so who the fuck is showing them the premonition?
Damn.
What kind of system do you have in place where you gift someone the ability of empath to foresee a situation only to fuck them over? That is some cruel, because in this Final Fantasy Final Destination world, that means the god that they serve, or the supreme god, is a dickhead.
Damn.
That is some dickhead shit. You show someone what's about to happen with death. You show them death's plan. You that control the whole infinite galaxy and universe. You made them, and you made this entity or energy, death, that is going to take everyone's soul. And you chose to do it in such gruesome ways. Is God sat there watching them die in such disgusting ways, like a freaking sadist? Like it's just getting excited, getting turned on. What kind of stupid? That movie was whack, man.
Damn.
I hope they don't do another one.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
Even when I heard they were doing one, I was like, why are we even doing another Final Destination movie? Like, what can you do this time? And when Tony Todd's character was like, yeah, the only way to escape.
If you take a life, you get the time that person had left.
What? No, I'm not gonna kill someone.
Maybe we should let the guy finish.
Then to truly break the cycle, you have to die.
Even that one doesn't make sense. We are escaping it for now, only to die eventually. So are you escaping death, or are you escaping a gruesome death? Which one is it?
Yeah, boy.
That's why I said, how come death didn't kill everyone in their sleep? Peaceful deaths.
Willingly?
Yes.
Peaceful deaths. Not even in their sleep. Why not just shut down their heart? Boom. Or their lungs? Boom. Not even like painful or shock. Just whoop. Done. Have a stroke, but strokes are painful. So give them painless deaths. How about that? Everyone died in such disgusting, painful, shocking, fearful ways. Like you're aware you're dying, but you can't do shit about it. As if death is getting off of this nonsense. This stupid, man. And tomorrow they say, oh, don't worry, you're overthinking. Just go into the movie, turn your brain off. Yeah, you lot are very good at doing that. Me, no, thank you very much. Yeah. I get the franchise, but again, just because you get the franchise doesn't mean you always have to do movie.
Damn.
I just even did the previous video talking about Ryan Coogler. Talking about Warner Brothers might go ahead with the Sinners sequel without Ryan Coogler.
What?
Franchise. Sometimes do a thing, make it nice, and then leave it alone. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, sometimes people will respect you more. Do a thing, it is 100%. Now get out of town.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack.
Don't touch it again. I won't see another Final Destination movie if they do another one. Even if say it's a prequel or it's this. It's like the Cloverfield thing. That world it's open for infinite storytelling. But Final Destination, after a while, if you sit down and just not even study for too long, just peep it a little bit. Say, hey, my guy, this is a twisted movie. Mm-hmm. That means there's an entity that is sent death along this path to just take people's souls in very nasty, disgusting, gruesome ways.
That's right.
And then not even explaining as to why they're all dying very nasty, shocking, painful deaths. And then the chain reaction of the people who witnessed their deaths. They're fucked up mentally.
Get this man shit.
But then the movie doesn't explore that. Instead, the main character is like, oh, no, we can stop it. We can stop what? What destiny do you have? What conversation have you had with the maker that God has told you, don't worry. Your destiny is going to change lives. That's how, I don't want to say insignificant, but that's how sometimes life is so fleeting. You feel you have a destiny, you think you have a destiny. These people were destined to die. In a weird way, they were destined to die for us, for our viewing pleasure, and death's viewing pleasure, and apparently God's viewing pleasure as well. You couldn't take all these people's lives in their sleep. Stop it, man. It's too much. God damn! And the fact that I thought it was going to be good, shame on me as well. I'm definitely going to watch the other ones. The first one for sure first. Then I'll see if I felt the same way. I think avoiding death once, there's a vibe there.
What do you mean by that?
You could argue that, hey, I almost died just now and something saved me, or I've evaded it. This could be a sign for me to change my ways, change my life. Maybe. And not every character has to go through that whole epiphany moment in every Final Destination movie. That's why you don't have to make every franchise. And I can just hear it in the back of my head. Sit down, turn your brain off, get some popcorn, and just watch some gruesome deaths. I don't know how to do that. I tried it didn't work. I just saw stupidness on screen because everyone was acting stupid. You're all going to die eventually. The thing we need to be talking about is, are you afraid of a painful death? It makes sense that you are afraid of painful death. Then if the movie had explored, how about we all sit down as a family, have a feast together one last time, like the Last Supper, and then put some substances in your food or liquid. I'm not promoting. What? Not promoting.
Let me hear, yeah!
At least that would have been some interesting conversation to have in the movie whilst death is making its way to each and every one. And the fact that it was just collecting them in the same week was just, my guy, do you have a quota? You are behind schedule. How can you be behind schedule? You're a force of the supreme. You're a force of God. There's no behind schedule.
Does not compute.
Everyone just died painful deaths, and everyone and people were trying to avoid. And there was one scene with the MRI machine. I was like, oh my God. And someone too had an allergy, and the brother was like, yeah, if I trigger your allergy, you can't use the EpiPen, then I'm going to call someone. I was like, did you see how someone just died in your family just now? They died in such a way that it was so random. You can't master the surroundings. And even if you want to master, that's why I said, if you want to master the surroundings, who has given you the authority to say, if we avoid our deaths now, each of us, that means death won't come for us until we're old. In our old, there was no script. No one said that.
He ain't lying.
There was no information given to say, if we avoid our deaths now, death has no choice but to come back for us when we're 90 or 100. So that means you're saying God is then playing games with you to see if you can cheat death or avoid death. And if you do, thumbs up. These motherfuckers escaped the first one. I'm gonna come back for you when you're 90.
Are you not entertained?
And then when they're 90, you give them some gruesome death as well. What's going on, man? Y'all don't think sometimes. You guys just watch film and say, oh, turn your brain up and eat popcorn. Nah, be good on that one. Shit.
Damn, son.
Then Tony Todd's character said, yeah, the only way to avoid it is either you survive being, you come back from the dead, or you kill someone else and take their life. So, but you're still going to die. Unless there's two types of death in this franchise. The death you die in your sleep, and the death that comes to you that, yeah, I'm just going to, rip your head off and make you feel that shit and traumatize who's watching it too. Just come on. Anyway, I think I'm done, man. Shit movie. Shit movie. Shit movie.
As day comes and night falls, for the rest of our lives we'll miss y'all.
And to think, I was like, this might be good, since they're going to do a callback. Tony Todd's character, the two lines he gave me was baffling.
If you take a life, you get the time that person had left.
And then there was a scene where two brothers were looking at the baby like, oh, you are contemplating? What kind of person would you be? In fact, I can't even talk. How would that enter your mind where you think, oh, killing a baby because they were just born, so they would have years? That means now you're psychic. You now know how many years. You can just look at someone and say, 50 years left.
What?
100 years left. Stop it now. You don't even know if the baby or babies you're looking at have any health issues. You don't know whether their destiny is that they were born today and they're going to die in 5 minutes time, or 10 minutes time, or 20 minutes time, or the 10 minutes time, the destiny is that they were destined to die in 20 minutes time, and you are the one who's going to kill the baby. And then once you have that, once you take the life of the baby, you then have an extension to your life, which is the 10 minutes left. It's such a convoluted plan. Like, so how am I supposed to know how much life this person has left?
Shut up and take my money.
They were doing a funny scene where you can't kill an old person because they don't have long left. You don't know that. The presumption is disgusting. You don't know that because you see a newborn, oh, they're definitely bound to be living for long. You don't know that. And then you see an old lady, oh, she's close to her. You don't know that. Even the person who had the premonition powers could not read soul contract period left. You don't. The whole movie was just a mess. Let's just see how, gruesome the death. And you guys are satisfied with that? Yo. Nah, fam.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack.
Some of the deaths were disgusting. They were very, very disgusting. Too much.
Too damn bad.
I don't even know how this franchise survived till this point. No wonder I didn't like the previous one that came out. Yeah, I went in with false hope and false hope, thinking this might be better. No wonder. I should have watched the previous one just to give me a heads up. But anyway, that's my review done, man. Trash movie.
Damn.
I hope they don't make another one.
That's right.
And I imagine they will because of these money-hungry pests. As long as there are other people out there who like the movie, who like the franchise, then why not? It's like it's a win-win. They like it, studio makes more. They watch, studio makes more money. So I'll just avoid the next one. I won't even bother doing a trailer reaction. I'll watch the trailer, but I won't do a trailer reaction. You said avoid death. People me out, they'll be like, nah, this is pointless. I beg, gather the family members, let's sit down, eat food, and let death do its thing. Maybe, turn the gas on, let it just stay on in the background. And someone light a cigarette or light a matchstick, and let's all go peacefully. Or like I said, have a sweet meal, lace the meal with something, go to bed, and we all go home. We all go to see, at least we get to see each other on the other side at the same time. The fuck, man? He's out here, I'm death, I'll just kill you in gruesome ways, head split open, eyeballs popping out, and tongue ripped out of your jaw, yeah, because I'm death, ooh, death is so mean and disgusting, it has a mind of its own. Fuck right off.
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
And then the god that created death is such a prick. What a douchebag. God sits down and watches people get killed in such gruesome ways. Doesn't take them in their sleep? Fuck off. I've been your one and only multipotentialite, neurodivergent host.
The Kosmic Jedi signing out. Thank you for watching.